Live from Arkansas' streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 7 on THV 11 Plus.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on THV 11 Plus. Happy Friday as we get you set for the weekend before Thanksgiving. We're talking plans. I'm ready. I'm fired up.
I know, I'm ready too. It seems crazy to me. I don't even remember November really starting, and here we are at the end of November.
That's because it's felt like July.
Right. Yeah, it has felt like every season this month. We've had it all.
And I'm not kidding. Check the forecast. If you're packing and you're going to be leaving, maybe Monday or even this weekend, you're going to need 2 different seasons by, and not crazy cold, but you're certainly not going to probably want those t-shirt and shorts for the
Quarter
kids.
zip.
Depending on where you're going.
Quarter zip. I hear they're coming back.
Quarter zip.
So
Well, Brett said they didn't go anywhere. He's been wearing
They
it.
didn't go anywhere.
All right.
That's his own fashion.
That's right. We need to get Brett on this show. We talk about Brett all the time. He needs to make an appearance.
It is technically his show.
That's right.
It is his show. He is the producer, so it is his show. But he's got a quarter zip on today. Excellent choice.
He needs to write himself into the show.
Excellent choice.
We'll
Love
have
the
to
quarter
get it.
zip.
We need a camera in the booth.
that would be
That's
so
a good
fun.
idea.
The FCC violation.
They're probably,
Well, they're always
Is there
talking
one?
smack in basketball. Always LeBron, Jordan.
They would just have to be muted. That's all.
There you go. Mute them.
Yeah.
There you go.
No
You're good to
volume.
go.
Yep.
All right, let's get a look at traffic. We've had a couple of accidents already this morning. We're dealing with some wet roads, and we've got some fog in the area too. So Tracy will get to that more in just a second. But as far as the accidents go, this is where they were working on clearing this vehicle off to the side of the ramp here at 630 Interstate 30 in downtown Little Rock. So that has caused a little bit of a slowdown there. And it's just something you need to be aware of too if you're taking this ramp, because that could be a little bit dangerous. Also 430, let me give you a closer look at that. It's not really slowing things down, but this is so that you know exactly where this is located. Also an accident they've been working for quite some time here on 430, and this is right at the Cantrell Road on-ramp. So it is off to the side on the off to the shoulder, but you just still need to be aware if you're taking that ramp that could be an issue as well. And then we have our slowdowns that typically happen on 30 eastbound. Now that it's 7:02, we're starting to see some volume here. Not moving too slow, but it is still slower than it should be. And our drive times into downtown Little Rock, not looking bad at all this morning. If you're coming in from Conway, 24 minutes, and then Benton and Cabot, just 19 minutes to downtown Little Rock. So Tracy, hopefully no issues on this Friday. It'll be one of those Fridays where it's nice and light.
Oh, I hope so. Yeah. So, we've got that dense fog advisory that we had. The National Weather Service put that out last night. I forget, around 6 or so, I think. And it is for this morning, again, from 7 last night until 7 to 8 o'clock this morning. But we're not really seeing much of that. Now, do we have patchy fog? Absolutely. I think at the Little Rock Airport, they've been doing great, unrestricted visibility. But I know around the city, we certainly have seen that on our traffic cameras, of course. So northeastern Arkansas seems to be the biggest impact for that fog this morning. But again, just in talking about that dense fog, certainly possible as we are seeing again going into the next hour or so. Now we are seeing a few rain showers lingering, but it hasn't impacted the commute this morning, at least for the majority of everyone. But we are seeing again, if you are on 530, might impact you just a little bit. And for our friends down in Star City and Grady, they are certainly still getting a little bit of that rain to pass through Pine Bluff. So if you're coming in, you may be dealing with a little bit of that as well. But today, hour by hour, plenty of cloud cover, but there's also going to be a little sunshine out there in that southwesterly flow around 10 and then high in the mid 70s. But good news, I've got some 60s for highs for this weekend, and we're going to talk more about that much cooler forecast coming up.
Developing this morning, the future of Amazon's largest distribution center in Arkansas is up in the air after a sudden shutdown in Little Rock.
The closure affecting thousands of jobs. Now, Amazon is closing its fulfillment facility at the Port of Little Rock indefinitely after finding significant engineering errors in the building's design. The structure needs major repairs to meet safety standards, and Amazon says there was no safe way to keep it open.
More than 4,000 people worked at the massive facility. Amazon is offering them 90 days of pay, 6 months of medical benefits, job transfers to other sites, and severance for those workers who cannot relocate. The 5-story facility opened in 2021. No timeline yet for when it would reopen.
Well, take a good look at this. State police say the vehicle you see here is similar to the one they are searching for in a deadly hit and run in Pope County. Troopers are looking for a Chevy HHR with damage to the driver's side. The crash happened Saturday night on State Highway 326 north of Atkins, killing 82-year-old George Sanborn of Russellville.
In Pine Bluff, a police officer is fired, accused of crashing his patrol car into a jewelry store while driving drunk. Damage to the Sissy's log cabin could reach more than $500,000. THV 11's Tamer Knight joins us with details on what led up to the crash and the latest on the investigation this morning. Tamer?
Well, good morning, Karen. Police say 25-year-old Xavier Higgins was speeding near Highway 79 and Fawcett Road, ignoring a stop sign and slamming directly into the front of Sissy's log cabin. The aftermath of what Pine Bluff police say was a serious accident involving one of their own. Video surveillance shows 25-year-old Xavier Higgins driving into the front of the store, causing an estimated $500,000 in damage. Higgins, who's joined the department in June 2024, was fired at noon yesterday after being charged with DWI, careless and prohibited driving, and failure to obey a stop sign. Police say Higgins was leaving a social event at a police lodge around 1 a.m. when he got behind the wheel of his police unit. Investigators believe he was driving more than 100 miles per hour and blew .17 into a breathalyzer, more than twice Arkansas's legal limit of .08. People who live and work nearby say this area is no stranger to high-speed wrecks.
In my lifetime, I've seen, handfuls of wrecks right around this corner, all through our annex building, through the antique building, and different things like that as well, too.
Now, Pine Bluff police say Higgins was cited for violating the department's pursuit policy just 5 months ago. But after Wednesday's crash, he was cited and released from the force. Now, Sissy's log cabin in Pine Bluff posted to their Facebook page that they will reopen for business today starting at 10 a.m. For THV 11 News, I'm Tamer Knight.
Tamer, thank you. More local news in 2 minutes. But first, there was new fallout this morning after President Trump accused 6 Democratic Party leaders of sedition, a crime punishable by death in this country. These 6, all veterans and former national security officials, posting a video urging troops to refuse illegal orders. Now, they say they're alarmed by this administration's deadly strikes on suspected drug boats and the deployment of Guard troops to U.S. cities. On social media, the president reposting a comment saying the lawmakers should be hanged. Even some Trump allies saying it crossed a line.
I think what they did was despicable. I don't agree with the president. They should be put in jail. But I do believe what they did was despicable and they need to explain themselves.
The Democrats now seeking extra security. Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin says she received hundreds of death threats yesterday.
Later today, the president and New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani are to meet face-to-face in the Oval Office for the first time. The two have been trading barbs for months, with the president repeatedly calling Mamdani a communist. Both now say they want what's best for New York City. Mamdani says he'll push for affordability and economic security for New Yorkers, despite their major policy differences.
A U.S. delegation is in Ukraine this morning after proposing a peace deal they believe could end the war. But
Ukrainian officials are not pleased with the terms of the proposal, which would let Russia keep some of the areas it has invaded. The 28-point peace plan coming only hours before Russia then launched a new drone strike on civilians in Ukraine, killing 5.
The plan would require Ukraine to give up large territories and weapons, also limit the size of its military in exchange for security assurances. Many ideas in the proposal already rejected in previous negotiations. President Trump backing the plan, saying he is just ready for this war to end.
Time now 7:09. Back here at home, a violence intervention program showing progress in Pine Bluff is coming to Pulaski County. The Group Violence Intervention Program, or GVI, focuses on typically small groups of people that are generally responsible for the majority of crime in a community. With crime rates down sharply in Pine Bluff, leaders in Little Rock and North Little Rock want to add it to their crime-fighting toolkit.
It's not just one side of the city. Meanwhile, getting involved with giving people who do this options, give them control, give them places to go, to give them mental and physical support.
Violence is not who we are, and it will not define our future. But this effort needs every neighborhood, every business, every family. Everyone has a role to play. And folks, we can be safer together.
Pulaski County ranks among the bottom 6% in safety across the nation. Now let's talk traffic with Ashley King and a look at the roads at this hour today.
Yeah,
Ashley?
Good morning. Well, it's been a busy morning already. I guess with these wet roads, we're just seeing a lot of accidents, not any major accidents, but some that could cause some slowdowns if you're coming in and that you just need to be aware of, like this one in downtown Little Rock. It is on 630. We had another accident. This is different from the one that I showed you just a few minutes ago. That one has been cleared. The on-ramp there with 630 and Interstate 30. This one is on 630 around exit 1A, and it is off to the left-hand shoulder, as you can see. Let's get a closer look at exactly what's going on with this accident here. 630 westbound. It's around the Cumberland Street exit. Left shoulder is blocked, and then we also have this accident here on 430. They've been working this one for quite some time, so if you're traveling southbound on 430, it's right at the on-ramp to Cantrell Road or Highway 10, so just be aware that that is there. It is off to the shoulder, not really causing any slowdowns, but it could be dangerous if you're taking that ramp too quickly. And we have our typical slowdowns that happen this time of the morning on 30 eastbound, and you can see that from the interchange to past Alexander, we're experiencing some slowdowns this morning. Otherwise, traffic is light in most areas. This is what it looks like if you're coming in from Conway, Benton, and Cabot. Looks pretty good so far, Tracy. What's going on with our weather this morning?
Well, we've got some changes headed our way. I would say maybe double changes, because we're going to see some temperatures getting a little cooler, the rain ending, the fog lifting, and then we're going to see another round of rain that's going to usher in even cooler temperatures. So I wanted to show you this long range here temperature model as we are looking through the first part of December. Today we're still looking for those mid 70s, but by the weekend we're looking at 60s, and those are going to stick around until midweek. We do have a boundary pushing through and some rain on Monday, and that's going to hopefully start to usher in. Now that cool air is not really going to get here until Wednesday, but then you're looking at highs only in the 50s, and for Thanksgiving the same, a high of 56. And again, it's going to stay really nice and cool. So that's why I mentioned, depending upon when you're leaving, you're going to need a different outfit as you're heading into the holiday time frame. Now those mornings are certainly going to get a little bit colder. 39 is where we should be. We are well above that. But by Thanksgiving, you may wake up in the 30s, and we may even see a little bit of frost around Arkansas on Friday of next week.